Hello, welcome back to Scratch 3D Printing. Today we have something very special, something that I've been doing for months now because of things back and forth and stuff like that, but I finally got it done and I'll show to you right now what is it. You already know what is it because of the thumbnail and stuff like that, but still it's gonna be very special and I'll show it to you right now. As you can see here, I've been making these and yeah, and you know what, it looks a little bit bad right there, but it's fine because I've been testing these pieces, and as you can see, you might wonder, what are these? These are mud flaps. I designed these in Fusion 360 and I printed them out using TPU. I use overtuned TPU grass green to print these out and they look wonderful. I know you can see that it has you know, layer line and stuff like that, but it's totally fine. I don't really mind that. That gives the aesthetic of 3D printing. You might wonder what is Ironite. It's just, you know, my name that I made up using this name to play video games online, stuff like that. But Ironite seems really cool on a mud flap. And this is for Subaru WRX 2022. This piece is for the front wheels. As you can see, this one printed so nicely. You can still see that there's like these lines. Those are just travel line and it did not retract that well. Or of course, as you know, TPU cannot retract that well. So that's what I got. It's the best that I done. And oh gosh, this piece was just recently printed like a couple minutes ago. But as you can see there, it has a very bad layer line right there. It's because the power went out in my house and the printer stopped, but I resumed it and then it did not print well afterwards. But I don't really care, don't really mind, because it's gonna go on the car and nobody's gonna see it. They're gonna see this portion of the part and I'll show you the installation after I look at all of these, show you all the accessories that I made for this, all the nuts and bolts and the required tool for me to install this. This project is gonna be huge for me. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun driving the car now. I can do whatever I want. Don't have to worry about rocks chipping the side, paint and stuff like that. But I'll show you the hardware right now. These are all the hardware that is required for this project to happen in order for me to mount all of this onto my car. It's these pieces, so I'll break through what you need. These screws, nuts and bolts up here are required in order for me to mount the mud flap onto my car. So these are for one side and these are for one side of the front mud flaps. And then these down here are the accessories that is required for me to mount the mud flap onto the rear of the car. This will go under the car and then it will turn into a bracket where I'm gonna screw the mud flap into here. I'll show it to you after this clip. 20mm screw and this is a 25mm screw and this is a 45 long millimeter screw. These are the washer, or as I call them, the spacer, and then these back here are the nuts with a clip. So these are required for the front mount and this are required for the rear mount. These are the clips that will clip onto my mud flap so that it does not move. I forgot to mention, you need a 30mm socket in order for you to screw in these bolts. I designed these to fit the 30mm specifically. You also need a screwdriver. I need one of these screwdriver in order for me to really screw this bolt in and locked it in. Okay, welcome to my garage. So now I'm gonna install this on my car. See right there, that's my car, like that. I did some modification with the gold trim on the mirror, and you know the 22 WRX has a cladding, plastic cladding. I wrap it in carbon fiber white, so it looks pretty nice, pretty neat. I actually really like it. It looks pretty clean. But anyway, that's not the point. The point here is to install the mud flap. I already got the wheel turned so that I can install the mud flap. I can install it without taking the wheel off from the front or the back. So let's get into the installation. There's one clip, two clip, and three clip here that I need to take off, and I'll put these in there so that this mud flap will be able to stick here without falling off when I'm driving. In order to take the clip off, you need a screwdriver, and then you just put it here, just turn it, pull it out. It's just these pop clips. Okay, I turned off the heater. It's gonna get chilly here very fast, so I'm gonna finish that up really quickly. Before I install my mud flap, as you can see, it's very nasty. I'm gonna clean it with some microfiber towel. These are just trash towels, so I'm gonna clean it so that it's nicer, and then I'll put it in. To install all these pin clips and stuff like that, you need to pop this out a little bit, like so. Just pop it out like that, so you can get access into these holes down here. Clean the holes a little bit. Use this nut clipper and clip it into this hole right here. So I'm gonna do that like so. So if you can see here, I pull it back, and then just put it like that. I just clip it like that, make sure it's all lined up. I'm gonna do the same thing with this hole, and I'm gonna do the same thing with this portion over here. This might not be the best installation guide ever, but this is my kit, so there's none like this out there at all. So this is gonna be way different from any kit that people buy out there. So I'm just gonna quickly go over what I'm doing and install it. Pop this thing back in like that. Okay, in order to install this, I have some spacer to fill up the gap in here. The mud flap, the spacer behind the mud flap, and then the screw through it like that. So do that, and then just find the hole, and you just screw it in. You just screw the hole and just keep screwing until it's in there, and as you can see that it's in there. It's very nice. I don't want to screw all the way in. I'm gonna do that 2 more times for this one and this one over here, and then we'll tighten everything out. I make these holes so that it's adjustable left and right, kind of up and down or diagonal-ish, but it's mainly left and right. Okay, so if we look at from behind here, we can adjust this left and right a little bit. If we want it to poke out, we're gonna do that. If we don't want it to poke out, we're just gonna push it in. I want it to kind of poke out like that, so that it will protect the side here. If I push it in, it's way too slim. Pull out, I think it's tucks out way too much. I'm just gonna find somewhere that this is straight and to my liking, something like this. So once I find the position that I want this thing to be, in something like this, so now I'm just going to use my teeny tiny screwdriver, screw this in until it's very tight, and it's all set it in. There we go. Oh, the front is finished. That looks amazing actually. It's not going anywhere now, so at this point I'm just gonna install this top pin back in. There we go. Perfect. Now it's time to install the back. Okay, in order for me to install this back portion, I need to take out this push pin. So what you do is you take a flat screwdriver, you push in this pin, or we can do it by hand, pull it out, right? It's these push pin clips, you just push it in, pull out. I'll be using this thing to mount my rear mud flap too. There's also one pin down here, so I'm gonna have to use a flat screwdriver, pop it out. I'll be using that pin also. Okay, before installing, I'm gonna clean everything. Now that it's cleaner, I'm gonna install it. You install it like this so that the name show behind here. Use the original push pin, push it through this hole, the original hole, and it's locked. Now it's time to use this bottom bracket. This pin that is from down here, you will push it through this bracket and lock it into the car. Okay, you want to do that, and then just push. There we go, it's now locked. And these two are going through this hole, and then you put these on top to lock it in. That's how it's gonna sit right there. Now, time to put these nuts in there to lock it. There we go. This is tired. The last step to do is install this pin on the very top here. So I made a cutout right here so that this thing will fit in very nicely. It does not move anywhere. It's a very tight fit. There we go. And now it's not going anywhere. Oh, that took lots of effort, but we got it installed. Kind of has this curve to it, but there's no way you can do it perfectly. So I feel like that it's very, very nicely done. Sits really nicely too. So I think that is a success. I can't do it on the other side because of limitation. I'm very close to the wall, so with this installation portion, and oh my gosh, look at the name, dude. Look at the name, looks amazing. But it looks great now. I'm gonna do the other side, and once I got it done, I'll do a full run around the car and see how it look. I feel like it already looks so nice and so cool now. Whew. With the green accent, oh my gosh. With the installation, it looks good. I think it's gonna hold. I'm not quite sure, but in the future, if anything breaks or anything come up, I will make an update video. 3D printing is very amazing. Doing this thing to the car, which these cost around $150. I made them for like $30. It's just a roll of filament and a couple of screws and a lot of time, but I feel accomplished. I feel like these looks great. Nobody is gonna have these exact same one as me because I made them myself. It's only one out of one in the world. Oh yeah, and it looks so great. Looks so great. And you know what? If I don't like this color, right, I can change it to a different color. Like if I want it white, I can do white. If I want it red, I can do red. I can do any colors because 3D printing is this amazing. But anyway, that is pretty much it with this installation. I will just do the outro here and then do like some B-rolls after this thing. And just some more videos coming in the future. More amazing project like this. Oh, and before I end the video here, I want to show you something that I have been working on. As you can see this, that is the front lip for the car. It looks great on it. But as you can see here, I did a poorly paint job on it. First time painting, so I don't know how painting works. I did not prime, I did not sand well enough, so you can still see that there are lines there. The painting is just very bad and it's very cold in the winter right now. So this project I have to suspend this project into the summer so that I can go outside and paint them, dry nicely. That is a project for another day. Anyway, that is pretty much it with this video. Me installing these mud flap. Looks great on the car. I guess I will leave this mud flap model and STL file on my Patreon. If you have a Subaru WRX 2022 or 2023 2024, you can download this on my Patreon down in the description down below. I'll change the name if you wanted to. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next 3D printing. As always, keep on printing. Yeah, I'm gonna do a startup. Okay, I'm going to show you how it looks. So that's how the mud flap looks. Looks pretty damn good. To be honest, it fits really, really well, but I kind of have to change the color scheme, to be honest. Looks really nice though. The green with the white with the gold mirror. It just looked really cool. I just love it.